everyone. So my white coat ceremony was just this weekend and I filmed it for you guys and it was super exciting and so much fun. So that's gonna play right after this, but I thought that I haven't sat down and done like a talking video in a really long time, actually since like the first video I ever posted on here. So I thought like what better time than my white coat ceremony weekend to do a my med school journey video. So I think every single person like has an interesting story and like what made them decide on medicine, and a lot of times it's usually like they knew they were going to be a physician since they were really young, and that wasn't my story. So although I guess let's go back to my undergrad. So I was a bio major at Drexel and I did the 5-year 3 co-op program. So I was like, I had no idea what I wanted to do when I graduated. So I took these co-ops and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try research because it's something I'm interested in. And then medicine's obviously maybe in there. So we'll see what happens. So I did my first 2 co-ops in pharmaceutical companies and I like really loved it. It was really, really cool for me. And then at the same time that I'm loving research, I was obviously taking a lot of pre-med classes and they were really like competitive and cutthroat, and I was just thinking to myself like, this isn't my personality and this isn't, I don't enjoy being around people who are stressed and anxious all the time. So, you know, it made me reconsider like medicine completely. It was like very unappealing to me at the time. And then another thing that was shying me away from medicine was the fact that I always wanted like a really big family, and I like, you know, you think that you can't have both. You can't have a career in medicine and a family because a career in medicine is too time demanding, and how are you gonna have time to be home with your kids and your husband and all this stuff. So it was like another thing that was like, oh, that would be cool, but I don't know if it's right for me just because I really want a family. So I stayed research oriented during my whole time during undergrad. And so when I graduated, I got a great job right after graduation, and I was working in the Heme-Onc Translational Research Department at J&J. And while I was there, obviously if you guys are familiar with translational research, it's kind of like taking medicine from the bench side and the lab to the bedside. So we're working a lot we have a lot of clinical studies going on, and we're like working with patient samples immediately. So I would be in the lab and I would get like a patient sample, and all I would know about the sample was like 54-year-old woman, her cells, right? So I was always really curious about how the woman was feeling, and you know, like this must be so hard for her. She was diagnosed with cancer, and a lot of the times I was always really envious of the clinicians who got to speak to the patients and take the samples from the patients while I'm just in the lab with their cells. So there was a really big humanistic part that was missing for me while working in a lab. So if I was thinking about, you know, pursuing my education, why would I go to get a PhD when this is the life of a PhD, right? I'm working alongside a lot of PhDs. So it made me reconsider that. When I realized that I was like interested in the clinical side of it, I was like, you know what, maybe I should apply to medical school anyway and just see what happens. So I applied to med school and I got accepted to the school that I attend now. I think it was like in November or December, and I was still really, really unsure. So like there were so many factors, like financial factors and so many other things. So I just like kind of sat on the acceptance, and you don't have to make a decision for a really long time. And then as like work progressed and things were progressing, I just found myself more and more interested in the clinical side and thinking more and more about like how my life would be better if I did have a career in medicine instead of like just a research PhD. So my job sent me out to California for like a flow cytometry training. So I went with the goal that when I came home, inshallah, I would know exactly what I wanted to do, so I could make a decision if I was gonna take the acceptance or keep working and like pursue a research degree. And my instructor for this flow cytometry trainer was a 45-year-old single dad of 2 teenage daughters. And you know, when we were first introducing ourselves and getting to know each other, the first thing he told me was that he's studying for the MCAT right now because his goal is to go to medical school, and it's been he's put it on the back burner for so long because he just wasn't sure if the timing was right or financially he was prepared, and he had his daughters to take care of. But at the age of 45, he realized like, this is still my dream, and now that my daughters are a little bit older, I'm gonna go ahead and like chase this dream. So when he told me this, I was like, you know what, this is a sign. Like if he had a feeling that he wanted to do it and he just kept putting it off, he's 45 now and the feeling didn't go away. So what makes me think it's gonna go away for me? So when he said that, I came home, and it just so happened to be the weekend of Second Look Day at the school that I attend now. So I came out with my mom. We both came to Second Look Day and were amazed by the school. Like, it was just, you know, when you have a feeling that something's right for you, that's what we both felt. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So I figured out the whole financial situation, and let me tell you guys, that was a whole other story. Like, it is not cheap to come to medical school. And then once I figured it out, I made the decision to come here, and alhamdulillah, I really think that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I love it here. Like, there's every single day is like great and exciting, and the people that I'm meeting, I mean, obviously I'm recording all of this. I'm just so happy to be here. So although I didn't always think I wanted to go to med school, and although I didn't like always see myself as a physician in the past, like now that I'm here and now that I'm beginning this process, I am so thankful, and just everything happens for a reason, and just trust the process, and wherever you are now, you're gonna end up exactly where you're supposed to be. So like I said, I just got my white coat, and it was so great. The day was just a beautiful day with family and friends. I recorded it for you guys, and it's gonna play right now. So I hope you guys like it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. It's Friday and the morning of white coat ceremony, and we're here we're here with our ALG. We're having like a nice breakfast. It's 8 o'clock and our white coat ceremony is we have to be ready at 1. So we're all just hanging out and eating and getting a little bit of work done before we get our white coat. There's like 5 people at lecture because lecture is not required, and we have white coat in 2 we have white coat in 2 hours. We just finished lecture. And we have like an hour to completely get ready and be back at the school because the bus is taking us to the white coat ceremony, and I'm out of breath. And they're giving us like lunches, so I'm gonna go pick up all of our lunches, and then I got an email saying I got a package, and I wasn't expecting anything, so I'm gonna go pick that up as well right now. I just picked up my package, and it's flowers. My sister couldn't make it to white coat ceremony today, so she sent me flowers. It's in the box, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. We're putting on the finishing touches, but like, look at the flowers that my sister bought me. How cute. We're all gathered getting ready for white coat. Look at this love, look at the love. This is the study crew. Hi guys. Taking a cheese bus, riding in class. Get it, Lex. Get it, girl. We're literally in everything together. Every single thing. I love it. Guys. Hey. Guys. Hi. Oh, looking good. You guys excited? You excited?
Of course.
You're the gunner? The gunner, everybody?
Always. Gunner number 1.
Hey, girl. How are you? You look so cute. Aw.
Hey.
How you doing? Looking good. Hi. We match. I feel like you could already be a doctor.
Inshallah.
He's not even Muslim, but he says that, which is really good. Our white coats are sitting right by our seats. We're all going to get it right now.
I'm really upset with everything.
We do outfit of the day. Where'd you get your thing from?
Yeah. I got this from Nordstrom's.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Cute. Where'd you get your outfit?
Blah.
Oh, cute. Pictures all around. Oh my god. Oh my god. So cute. So honey. We made it. Hi guys. Like, most people got their white coats like the first week of school. And we had to like earn ours, so we had to like take our first exam. We still don't know if we passed or failed. Like, this feels so good because I feel like I earned it, and like, right? Do you agree? We earned it. So that's why this is like really important, and I love that my school like waits a little bit longer to get them because I feel like I earned this and you're still in it. Yeah. Don't you guys feel good though?
I'm so official.
Don't you? How cute is this girl? Look at the outfit. Show them the outfit. Do an outfit of the day. Where's it from? Where'd you get it?
Nordstrom.
And the necklace?
Banana Republic.
Check out the necklace. We're like officially doctors, I guess.
Yeah,
Not
I
really.
guess.
I finally got my stethoscope. I'm gonna open it now. Hey. Hey. Stethoscope. Ooh. Yes. I feel like really, really official. Hi, Mom. Hey, Mom. Hi. Thank you.
Yay, I'm getting free healthcare.